Hello people, this is Ryder here to review the Kamen Rider Revice Shokugan Rex Vistamp Christmas version? So yeah, this is our annual Christmas cake item and such. The whole reason why they made the candy toy line. So here's the Rex Vistamp just in this simple plastic sheet. I think there was bubble wrap, but the seller just doesn't have that. Didn't provide that. However, they did provide the standees. So, this is what they have done. They no longer do toy decorations anymore. I think they stopped since 01 or even Geo. They've just stuck with these plastic standees. So basically, you just open this up and you pull these out, put them in the cake. I don't know if it's worth trying, but this was basically the only way to get it, so we'll just open this. So here we are with the Vistamp out of its packaging. I apologize for the lighting. I accidentally let this sit here for too long, so now it's too blue, but it'll come back eventually. So yeah, this is going to be a first for us, as we actually never properly covered a candy toy Vistamp, which is, this item is the sole reason why we have these things in the first place. Because, as you can see from here, like, from the outside, it doesn't look that different. It looks like it, like, obviously feelizes a lot more lighter, definitely, but like, just from just saying this here, comparing to the Rex Vistamp, there's not that much of a difference. You can tell it's downsized, definitely, but that's because of the stamp pad, actually. But just looking at the Christmas version of the Rex Vistamp itself, I think it could have used marbling. It's weird there's no marbling, because it's just this bare green base plastic with obviously the front here being just a clear red plastic with the gold Rex, which is pretty cool and all, but for a Vistamp, this is pretty bare. And back here we have the battery cover. This is obviously the pulse tab and such. This is the QR code for Gamba Rising, and this is our button activation for the Vistamps, because this is no longer a button activation, just like the Ride watches. I don't know why they started doing this since the Ride watches. I really don't get this, the removal of buttons. So at least, like, even I feel like the Progress key still made sense. But at least with the stamp pad, though, I think this is actually a cool addition. So besides the Rex, we have this, like, Merry Christmas with the Revice Ryder symbol and such. Again, that's a nice inclusion and such. It's similar to what the Lucky Rex Vistamp did and such. I think it had, like, congratulations and such. So yeah, again, comparing it with the DX normal Rex Vistamp. Again, the thing that's making the height difference severe is the stamp pad, because obviously you can't stamp it anymore and such, which is unfortunate, but I get it. But again, it's basically the same thing, just in a different color scheme and not as appealing. And obviously, as you can see from here, this doesn't have the hole because the Revice driver needs to hit this button, and obviously there's no IR sensor or infrared sensor, so of course it's not going to work in all the devices and such. Because again, if I were to pair these up with the other candy toy Vistamps, as you can see, like, there's just, like, obviously this one will work because it's basically just this pressed in half way, which I think is kind of a weird way that they put these through, because it's just like they basically position this in like the midway point of where it's like just so it fits within the Revice driver, because obviously that's what all these work in. And obviously with these ones, these obviously just don't work properly because these buttons are glued. So anyways, if we press this button right here, typically there would be like a pull tab. The candy toy ones typically have this kind of pull tab, but obviously because it's a Christmas item, it's not included for some reason, which is always annoying, but because you have to supply your own batteries. So you have a cycle of 8 sounds. And obviously the sound quality is not that as great. The speakers obviously are going through here. So those are your 2 standard Vistamp sounds, the activation and the stamping sound. And the third press is going to be for the Revice driver. And then the transmission. So there's the transmission for the Rex Vistamp, which obviously is the same thing as just what this typically be. However, I like how much more festive they made it to Christmas. I think that's really cool. And also, I forgot I could have just gone off of here. Yeah, so it is a cycle of 8 sounds. So basically now we're on the 5th button press, which is just the finisher standby. So then we get the finisher, and then our last 2 are going to be the remix. So yeah, that's basically the individual cycle and such. So let's go through those sounds again, but with the Revice driver. So again, we have to go through at least the first 2 sounds, because then with the third sound, this is where you want to stamp it in. So again, I will just say do this and then that. I don't know why this is not working. This is supposed to light up. Huh, I guess it died. Again. Why would you do that? Yeah, I don't know what happened to it. This thing will reset if you don't do anything with it. Also, for some reason with mine, basically, obviously because of pressure, I guess, it will reset because basically the batteries keep resetting themselves. So again, just press it down and press the back button. Insert it like so, and transform. So yeah, basically, for what they did with the Revice driver is that basically for these ones, they just made it, basically when you don't have anything, it would just make a white LED and such. So again, we have our standard affair finishers. again, this will just go on because it thinks it's not really timed to anything. And yeah, obviously, technically at this point, you're supposed to obviously lever it out again and pull it out, but it's going to restart again. Which is just not really great. And also, it's just with this thing too, is just because it doesn't really know when to turn off, it's just going to keep lighting up. And just for fun, we will actually show it off with the Chimera driver. So again, just press it again. So the Chimera driver is actually programmed, is programmed to do something with the candy toy ones, obviously because it still has the peg out there, because obviously that's what that peg is for. But the Juga driver, it sadly is just the same thing, as you can see right here. Okay. So the Juga driver, it doesn't matter which, like if it's in the Chimera driver or Juga driver. Basically with the candy toy Vistamp, it just, or with nothing, it's supposed to just only emit the white and orange LED, which is definitely unfortunate. Yeah. When I think about this Vistamp as a whole, this is obviously technically the only candy toy Vistamp you would need, just because it actually makes its own sounds and all. And honestly, I like that they went back with the actually being heavy with Christmas within the sounds, because I think with Saber that was kind of lacking just because of what they were using preset sounds such. And again, Happy Lion Senki was the only one with sounds, but that wasn't the Christmas one. So it's just like, I enjoyed this one overall. I think this one probably is one of my favorite variants of the Rex Vistamp. Like, I don't know. Gosh darn it. I don't know why I felt like I had a lot of like things I wanted to say about this one that were like not great about it, but like I think just for the sole candy toy, like the sole exclusive candy toy Vistamp, I think this one is pretty fine overall. I think the only difficult part of this is, the only thing about this is that it's difficult to obtain for some reason. This one's like, I would say like a middle of a road, like the middle of a road Christmas cake campaign item, because like you can get it for like an alright price, but it's just not, there's not really much listings for it, which is weird, because I got this off of Mercari via Buy for like, I think 17 or 15 at best. Like that's including the fees, which is, it's an alright price for sure. But especially because I had to get it with the standee, so it's like that makes sense. Like that, I think that's the thing too. You only find listings of this with the standee and not by itself, which is weird, for sure. Because it's just like, with the other like Christmas items, they were like, the other Christmas items, especially the one we're going to cover next, like that one, it was even more easily obtainable. So it's just like, this one is weird. I guess because it makes its own sounds again. But like, I don't know. It's just weird trying to track down. But if you do collect the Rex Vistamp variants, or you collect Christmas items, or you just like Revice, I do recommend getting it, but it's going to be an outlier in your collection because of it being the only necessary candy toy Vice stamp. So if you only want to get DX Vice stamps, or like if you want your Vice stamps to be consistent, then you can skip this one. But yeah, now I have to do this review. This is Ryder now leaving people. Bye.